Alrighty, so I'm going to talk about Stan Lee's cameo in Ant-Man and the Wasp and what the dialogue in which he said it means, because I feel like it's going to leave a lot of people confused, because key Marvel fans, true Marvel fans who love the history of Marvel, I think should get it, but just in case for the general public, I'm going to go over what I believe it to be. So while an action scene is going on, you can see Stan Lee in the middle of the chaos, and he says something like, or maybe these exact words, "The 60s were great, but now I'm paying for it." And this just put a massive smile on my face, being a Marvel fan in the theatre. What I believe Stan Lee, the line represents, is during the 1960s, the Marvel comics and DC comics and comic publishers at the time had to do fun storylines to try to stay within the boundaries of the Comics Code Authority, which was a censorship which basically banned inappropriate comic books or anything which had like darker themes in it, due to a psychologist who thought that comic books were turning people into things like juvenile delinquents and into doing bad things and encouraging poor behavior. So Marvel Comics and other comic publishers tried to stay within the boundaries of the Comics Code Authority by making fun and quirky stories and characters which they thought they would be allowed to publish. And obviously one of them was Ant-Man, someone who had the ability to shrink down to an ant. So how this links back to what Stan Lee is saying is, Stan Lee is saying that the 60s were great. I'm assuming that's in terms of how they could have all these fun and quirky stories and quirky characters and very, very, very fun and laughable storylines because they wanted to stay within the boundaries of the Comics Code Authority. But now he's paying for it because he created these quirky and silly characters in Ant-Man and the Wasp. He's amidst the action now in this scene in the film, and he's in danger. So I guess, to put it simply, he's alluding to the fact that he thought it was great how he could create all these fun characters, but now, because in this scene those characters are real and in a real life fight, he's having to pay the price because now he's in danger. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. It's a little bit of comics history. If you love the Silver Age, and love Silver Age Marvel and DC, and you understand what happened with the Comics Code Authority, you might understand what I'm saying a bit better than the people who don't. But that's just my interpretation of what he said anyway. And from a true 1960s Marvel fan, and from a Silver Age fan, and someone who has read into the Comics Code Authority, I really appreciate that line, and I thought that in terms of dialogue, that's probably the best piece of dialogue that I've ever heard Stan Lee say in an MCU film. Thank you guys so much for watching. You can click like if you enjoyed the video. Please share it with your friends if you enjoy. And subscribe down below to not miss any of my content. And make sure you ring that notifications bell so that you can be one of the first views on my videos and stay up to date with my channel. Comment down below what you thought of the scene if you have seen it yet. And I'll see you guys next time.